During 1996, American TV viewers would come across those Toy Story shorts on ABC whenever the program goes to a commercial break or when their show comes back on. I remember watching these shorts on the computer back in 2009 to 2010 when I was little. I even had a couple favorites. Despite my special interest for the treats, there was an awful memory stuck in my head. It was a Good Friday for me and I was having lunch at Hungry Jack's, the Australian equivalent of Burger King, and my order was a triple cheeseburger, 9 chicken nuggets and an Oreo storm. When I was walking out of the restaurant, I noticed a box next to the doorway which I didn't notice earlier when I entered. I picked up the box and showed it to my mom. We drove all the way home. As we got to the house, I opened the box and it was a DVD. It was a Toy Story DVD featuring every single Toy Story treat from ABC. The cover consisted of Woody, Buzz, Ham and Rex in the trademark cloud background. In the top left corner, there was a red circle that read, "Includes 5 never-before-seen treats." I was interested in watching those treats so I put the disc into my portable DVD player. It took me to a title card, consisting of Woody and Buzz standing on Andy's bed with a caption saying, "Every single Toy Story treat." I watched all the treats starting with the first Green Army Men chant and finishing with Roadblock. Just then, a disclaimer appeared on screen. The following 5 shorts you are about to see were scrapped and are not meant to be viewed by children. These shorts were made by former animator named Miles Bell all the way back in 1996. Please watch at your own risk. I got a blank expression on my face. Before Adam Kennington, who produced Lost THX trailers and disturbing Pixar scenes that had to undergo a change, there was a man named Miles Bell. I got ready to watch the Lost treats despite already being scared. The first treat started. It began with Ham in Andy's room at night. The room was in a dark blue lighting and he was looking afraid. He then heard a distorted voice saying,
"You're my favorite deputy."
This frightened Ham.
Isn't that you, Woody?"
Ham said, stammering. Suddenly, there was a sound of what sounded like pottery breaking. Ham turned around, getting more scared.
"Who's here?"
he said in fear. Just then, a familiar silhouette appeared from behind Ham and approached him. He heard the footsteps, and once he turned around, the figure emerged from the shadows and into the light, revealing Woody. Woody looked rather intimidating as his shirt was black and red rather than red and yellow, his hat was black and his eyes were dark green.
"Hey Piggy, do you have any bacon to spare?"
Woody said, holding a hammer with an anime-esque evil grin, talking in Jim Hanks' voice. Ham began to hyperventilate loudly, seeing what Woody became. He raised the hammer in the air, preparing to shatter Ham to pieces. Ham said,
"Woody, no, don't do this. I'm your friend."
As Woody threw the hammer down, the screen just cut to black, though Ham can be heard screaming with realistic fear and shattering was heard. I was appalled. What did I just see? I asked myself. Is this a dream? I pinched myself to check if I was dreaming. Unfortunately, I wasn't. The second treat played. It began with Rex playing checkers by himself, which may have been the inspiration for the 1997 short, Jerry's Game. He moved the red token diagonally. Then he got up and moved to the opposite side to move a black token. As Rex walked back to the other end to move a red token, the black tokens began to move by themselves. This confused Rex. The tokens then eliminated all the red tokens, meaning that a mysterious spirit won. Just then, Woody then blended in front of Rex, similar to a chameleon. Rex let out a startled yelp.
"Woody, how did you do that?"
he asked. Woody didn't say anything for 5 seconds until,
"I am now under the control of evil. I can do anything no other toy can do."
Rex was impressed, but was starting to get scared by Woody's appearance.
"Are you going to destroy me?"
he asked worriedly. Woody didn't say anything, doing that same evil anime-like grin. He summoned a butcher's knife and approached Rex as it began showing the latter's point of view. Woody then finally said, as he prepared to swing the knife at Rex,
"You're gonna be extinct, I know, boy."
Woody finally swung his knife at Rex, and like what happened earlier with Ham, it cut to black with Rex screaming as if Wallace Shawn was actually in pain. The third treat started with Buzz Lightyear near the toy box, talking into his communicator. He spoke, but in Pat Fraley's voice.
"Mission log, day 5 of my ship not being fully repaired.
I will return soon, I promise."
Buzz then tapped at his communicator sticker, but it didn't respond as it was obviously a decal.
No, we're not yet with either Star Command could hear me or if the air is fresh to breathe in.
I wonder if there is any sign.
There's a snake in my boot.
A distorted voice box said, interrupting Buzz. Buzz retracted his communicator and pointed his laser around, being his usual deluded self as seen in the first film and treats. Just then, a black cowboy hat was thrown at Buzz's feet. He crouched down to examine it.
What kind of cowboy must have lost this?
He asked in concern. Just then, Woody, still in his black and red attire, then dropped down in front of Buzz, startling him.
How's it hanging?
Woody asked. Buzz pointed his laser at Woody and pressed it. His laser obviously did nothing as it was a little light bulb that blinks. Woody just chuckled, amused and evilly at the same time.
Your laser doesn't work on me Lightyear, but my powers do.
Buzz then confronted Woody.
Are you working for Zurg?
He asked sternly. Woody picked up his hat and blended in, disappearing. Buzz was shocked. He looked around to see where Woody went. Not long after, Buzz began to get his neck crushed by no one. Buzz began to choke as that was happening. Just then, Woody blended in, revealing to be the one who was strangling Buzz. He grinned evilly as he clasped his hands around Buzz. Woody realized that toys can't be choked to death, so he did the easier way, smash him with a hammer. Woody then smashed Buzz with the hammer. Buzz screamed as Woody was harming him really badly, as Woody chuckled similar to the Joker from Batman. The treat ended as soon as Buzz finally collapsed. I was in more shock than I was shocked seeing the previous two treats. The fourth treat started. It showed a shot of Andy's room at night. Andy was tied up and gagged as he couldn't speak clearly. Woody was standing next to him. Andy tried to speak, but he can't as his mouth was covered by tape. Woody stared at the audience as his eyes glowed in a bright green.
Do you see what I mean, everyone? This is why you should pay attention to me more often and less attention to Lightyear.
He then turned towards Andy and said something else.
Andy, I am sorry, but this is for your own good.
Woody then summoned a pipe bomb and started it up to destroy the entirety of Andy's house. He threw it off screen, disappeared, supposedly teleported outside, and the pipe bomb detonated. Andy's muffled screams can be heard over the fiery explosion. The fourth treat ended. I was more appalled than ever. Why the hell would Woody do that to his owner? Andy still loves him even if he pays more attention to Buzz. The fifth and final treat started. It showed a shot of Woody standing in a dark hallway. His clothes were normal, but he was still sporting that evil anime smile. In the background, there was a music box with a lullaby-like tune that resembled When She Loved Me, later to be heard in the second film. After 20 seconds, Woody just vanished, leaving an empty space of the hallway. After about 5 seconds, it showed a close-up of Woody's face from the scene where he taught Sid a lesson from the film, only it was edited. His eyes were black, he was crying blood was drooling out of his mouth, and in the background was a distorted version of Woody's scream from Toy Story 2, where he woke up from his nightmare, overlapped with the how he got tranching scream. That scream scared the crap out of me. I fell back out of my bed. The treat ended and that was the DVD. I was petrified really bad. I texted my mom about what I saw. She didn't believe me at first, but once I showed her the footage, she believed me. I managed to grab a few screenshots before she demolished the DVD. That night, I exiled my Woody-related merchandise out of my room so I can feel safe without them looking at me, though my dad thought it was a crazy idea. So before Pennington, there was an animator named Miles Bell who animated those disgusting Toy Story treats. I then emailed Pixar the next day, and they revealed what happened to Bell. He was sacked. Unlike Pennington, Bell learned from his mistakes and didn't do anything illegal. What do you ever expect to see if you find a lost box with a DVD inside?